Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. Many years ago, this one was disturbed by something he read that supposedly I had said about the importance of not even having an angry thought. That to hold an angry thought was really not okay, even if you didn't express it. At the time, this one thought, wow, that is really strict. He was giving himself a lot of credit for his restraint in not acting on the angry thought. And it was difficult for him to imagine having to hold himself accountable for even having an internal thought of anger. And at that time, anger was almost always his first response to anything that wasn't his liking. It seemed like an impossible task. Only lately has he come to see that this was not an admonition, and this was not a should that I was imposing, but it was based on an understanding that he didn't have of how life works. It's not that you're bad or wrong for holding an angry thought. It's just that while it's admirable not to act on that thought, it's not enough, because it keeps in place the separation between you and your brother and sister. It reinforces a kind of surreptitiousness. And this is what I often spoke out against: hypocrisy. On the outside to appear holy, and on the inside to harbor angry or lecherous thoughts, selfish thoughts, and to think that you could hide it from someone. It's not that that is bad. It's that that doesn't get you where you really want to be. One of the things that people find when they release the body is that there are no secrets. Everybody knows everything about everyone else, because we're all the same. And so there are no secrets, and there don't need to be. And here's the key: there are no secrets because there is no judgment. On this plane, psychologists say you are as sick as your secrets. The secrets are what separate you from the union with your fellow brother or sister and with God. The belief that you could actually have a secret. And so when we say you are as sick as your secrets, it's an invitation to reveal what everybody already knows. We're all the same, and our egos have all kinds of thoughts that are not loving. And the sooner you acknowledge that, the sooner you can forgive yourself for having them. and for believing them, and for believing that you are the author of them. The freedom of having no secrets can only be accomplished when there's also no judgment. Secrets are based on the judgment that you would be shamed or feel guilty if people knew what you were thinking. But if you forgive yourself for having those thoughts, and forgive others for having those thoughts, and even acting on those thoughts, you are released, and they are released. It's kind of like joining a nudist colony. So much of society is about covering up what we're ashamed of, not wanting people to see our bodies, not wanting to see how we look without clothes. And then at some point, people decided, let's just all get naked. And what happens is, instead of some lascivious adventure, it just becomes no big deal. And people feel the freedom to just be unclothed and have it not mean anything. And I imagine for them, there's great freedom in that. Imagine, if you will, letting yourself be free of all of your secrets. The only way you can do it if you realize that they don't mean anything. There is no shame. There is no guilt. And there is no meaning to any of it. It's just part of a strange little dream that you can release. And accept love in its place. So when you have an angry thought, acknowledge it, and then challenge it. It's just an indication that you're mistaken about who you are and the way life is. Welcome that. Forgive yourself for what never really happened and for what isn't real. Allow yourself the freedom to not identify with the thoughts at all, but identify with who you really are, which is only love and forgiveness and kindness. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.